Okay, so welcome everybody to the Adventure Archives live stream. Live streaming is much more difficult than I thought it would be. And I've been trying to set this up for the past hour and a half, and this is what we've managed to do. But welcome to the stream. Feel free to start asking questions at any time. Andrew is making a new layout.
Hold on.
Yep.
So I'm going to try and redirect all the people in the other live stream because I'm not seeing it.
Okay, go for it.
What's the link that you have?
It should be in your subscriber feed. I don't have a specific link. In fact, it just says youtube.com/c/adventurearchive/live. But it says we've only got 2 people watching, and I'm one of them.
Yeah, because the one I'm looking at has like.
Okay, wait a minute. Does other people have the stream window open, like the live dashboard?
Thomas does. Yeah.
Okay, close all of those out. I think maybe that's doing something with it.
Okay, I am sending you the PNG through Facebook Messenger.
Okay.
Thomas is actually technically. Oh shit, Taki mushrooms. Right one.
Okay, there we go. We've got 6 people watching now.
Okay.
Including special guest Alex Ander. He knows who he is.
Put it on your computer.
Okay, and actually, if somebody else can go ahead and get the chat going.
Okay.
Or monitor the chat while I get these PNGs going.
Yeah. Who's monitoring the chat?
I'll monitor the chat. It's right here. Oh, wow, there are already people here. Sound but no video. Video is good now. There you go. Hey, the link worked. Woot. No video, but I got audio. You guys, you missed some solid rock-based puns. Hey, you guys missed out.
Rock-based puns?
I don't know.
How long were we broadcasting for? Or was it just the dead screen?
Video is good. Do we post on Facebook that we're live?
Maybe just don't post until we got this all worked out.
Okay.
Somebody. Okay, never mind. I'm gonna do it.
Brian, you can do it.
What do you want me to do?
Post on Facebook that we're live when we're ready to be live.
Oh, I'll do that. I'm trying to redirect people from the old stream to the new stream.
I didn't realize we were on an old stream.
The old stream, are they still able to chat on there?
Yeah, there's 26 people in this other stream that was the pre-scheduled one.
Oh,
that's separate from this one for some reason because we had to restart it.
Right. It's kind of funny. It looks like Robby's chin is like on the lower half of Brian's face or something.
Okay, that's about the best I can do, guys.
I'm pulling it up.
Although I do have this cool thing. If you donate, it'll do this. I don't know if this is even going to work. Oh, it did.
Oh, hey, it's on air, I see. I think this will work.
Man, that music's so great.
Yeah, we were saying earlier, it's like a Voltron. Oh, hey.
Hey, look at that.
That's a perfect use of that awkward black space.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, and I don't know why the Streamlabs thing isn't coming up.
Hold on. That should be
white. You know what? Let's just forget about it. I'll put something behind it so that you can actually see it.
Yeah, just put a white solid.
Yeah. You guys go ahead and start the chat, start taking questions and all that.
Go for it.
Me? Oh, okay.
Or Brian or someone.
Well, I mean, honestly.
Facebook? What?
Yeah, go post on Facebook that we're here, but we'll start answering questions.
Yeah, you guys start answering questions.
This
all right.
Is lame now. Yeah. Put a picture of Les Stroud in that black space.
Seth,
you can get Brian,
Christopher, Alex.
Christopher, we have been trying to do that, and for some reason Google Hangout doesn't like the most obvious solution to live streaming.
Yeah, there's a good way of doing it, and then there's Google Hangouts way of doing it.
Yeah,
we'll take our Canadian currency. We'll burn it for fire.
The Rebel Eye asks, "How was the flight, Andrew?"
The flight was good. It was. I slept and read for most of it. I only got 2 hours before. Oh, actually, yeah, that was the big thing. The security has gotten way worse. Like, now you not only have to take your laptop out and your shoes off, but you also have to take out any liquids. Are we still on air?
I think we are, yeah.
Okay.
It just does that
oh, yeah.
sometimes.
So you have to take out any liquids, even if they're under 3.4 ounces, and you have to take out any quote unquote large electronics. So like not a phone or tablet, but like your video camera and stuff. Basically had to unpack like 70% of my bag and then repack it. It was very inconvenient.
Okay, well, let's see. Someone asked, is there supposed to be footage or just voices? And I think right now we do have we have both right now. Serena Davis says, I see Greedo refresh. Nice Greedo. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Seth.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say Seth Dombach asks, what's your favorite mad comment? I like when someone was mad and didn't know the complete history of the graveyard you passed by. Oh, that one graveyard comment that you got? Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's hilarious that you mentioned that one. Yeah, like, because I said it was like spooky, and he was like, oh, that's not spooky. You have to show respect. And I was like, I wasn't saying that those people are spooky. I was just saying, like, I was in a heightened state of, like, feeling spooked out.
That's so dumb. It's like, I mean, I go to a cemetery, even if my loved ones are buried at that cemetery.
Yeah.
I still kind of get freaked out at night.
Especially when it's, like, rainy and you're all alone.
Here, before we answer any more questions, let's have Robby explain how we're going to start addressing the questions, just so everyone's...
Yeah, so we're just going to take questions as they come, and instead of doing like we did last week where we did them in order from the first one, we'll just take them as, like, we'll take the newer ones first as we see, like, good questions. And if you don't get your question answered, just feel free to ask it again, and we'll try to get to it again. So it's going to be like a combo of what we did last week.
So, really quick, someone with the username Limestone asked what our favorite kind of rock is besides President Granite.
I don't get
know what that means.
Well, if you for my live stream yesterday, she asked me, what was my favorite rock, and I said granite because you can't take it for granted.
Okay.
Granted. Okay.
Okay, so yeah, sure, I can do it. Robin Dixon asks, any plans for going to Mars?
You know, I got a great hike lined up for us right now. Right now, we were still kind of figuring out a route. It's around Mons Calis. No,
I don't remember.
I don't know.
You know, we could go to Rocks of the Moon. What's that one?
Oh, Craters of the Moon.
Craters of the Moon.
Craters of the Moon National Monument.
Yeah,
we can do that.
That's an actual.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what you guys can do right now? Go ahead and point the webcam at the floor, and then William McKean asks, who can do more push-ups, Andrew or Thomas?
Oh, Andrew in a heartbeat.
Really? How many
Really? Yeah.
Maybe.
I don't know if Andrew could. I don't know. I think
don't
we're pretty
know.
close between those two.
I can outwalk you, but I can't.
Let's do
outpush.
it.
No.
Okay.
No.
Crafty Sublimer YouTube asks, if you could redo one of the videos, which would you pick and why?
You know, I
go
would
in order.
change the teaser of Algonquin. But,
What is the teaser for
I think a lot of-
Algonquin?
It's you saying, "Oh my God," in a black
Oh,
screen.
yeah.
Yeah. I think I'd like to redo North Manitou. I mean, I'd actually like to go back there and film a new episode because I think the way we handled the trip, like, we could see a lot more of the island. So
Oh,
it'd be
definitely.
worth going back.
We wasted a lot of time just hiking on a fool's errand. If I could redo one, it would be Shenandoah because it was only 40 minutes long. And literally like
that's
15 minutes of that episode is us sitting in front of like the food, just the same camera angle for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Mine would be about 85% of the videos I first shot out here until I started to realize how to do this.
Okay.
It's
Oh,
really,
sorry, go ahead.
embarrassing when you see like our old videos and stuff.
Just quick note for the chat. We will not really be addressing questions on how about this place or how about that place because we want to go everywhere. We have no plans to go anywhere specifically. So,
Well, except I'll just say this real fast. We are going to Colorado on part of a road trip. I'll just leave it at that.
It-
'Cause I keep seeing that
basically,
come up.
the answer to the question is, have you thought about going to this place or that place, or do you want to go to this place or that place? Is basically, yes, we do.
yeah.
But I'll just for my own little, I guess, teaser bit. We're going, without giving away everything, we're going to Utah, Colorado, New Mexico. We are going to Texas, Louisiana. So that is those are stops along our road trip, and you should be getting videos of those.
Cool. Okay. 206 Survival asks, who eats the spiciest between you four? This is a very easy answer.
Oh, that's a very easy answer. Andrew
Thomas.
does
No, I'm just kidding.
Well, you say that, but I
Actually, there was that one. Oh, we need to release that video for the.
yeah,
videos.
I don't know what you did with that video, but
No, it's still there.
it's still there. All right. Well, I went to Nashville a few weeks ago, and I brought back some Nashville hot chicken for Andrew to try. I had a decent amount. Andrew had the most because I knew what to expect, and I have a picture of Andrew on the ground, just like refusing to move because he was in so much pain.
Yeah, so it wasn't the spiciness of the mouth. It was the fact that it seeps down into my stomach.
It was like
And just
straight out of that.
suddenly I was hit with these
episode.
horrible cramps, and I like just was immobile for about 10 minutes. Pretty bad.
How heavy are your average weight are you carrying in your packs? So I guess how heavy is the average weight of our packs? I think it's like, for me, it's around 30. I think.
Yeah, I think once I add the water in, it's about 30.
I try and keep mine just around 20, maybe under 20. I like.
Okay, so
I
we
like
should
going
throw some
light.
weight at Thomas then.
Well, you can, or no, or you can't.
It's a team effort, Thomas.
I do that on purpose, though.
Like when I weighed my pack in Whitney, it was much lighter than my usual pack, and it said 35 though, but I don't think that's true. Well, it said that on the janky scale that we were using.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Oh, okay. If I'm too loud, I'll turn myself down. Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah, we could be louder. I can turn us up.
No, I turned you guys up. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Let's see here. Limestone asks, what has been your favorite animal encounter on your hikes?
The Japanese Sero, I think.
Oh, the Sero, yeah.
Oh,
I liked
that's
the
good.
fox encounter. That was really cool.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
For me, it was a rattlesnake. In my Wind Wolves episode, I heard this rustling in the bush, and me being stupid and new to California, I was like, "Oh, I got to check what this is out." And it's tall grass, and I get closer. There's rustling. It's not like rattling; it's rustling. It stops. I'm like, "Oh, I can scoot forward now." And then, completely quiet, and then you just hear this of a rattle, and that just freaked me out. And I got it all on camera too. If you want to watch that, it's the Wind Wolves episode. It's not a great video, but it's you can just watch that part. It freaks me out.
Cool. Okay.
Rob, they're saying you're too quiet right now.
Okay, I think I've adjusted it. It should be
Okay.
proper now. Well, Spandon Pathak really wants us to ask that because he says, "Hope you don't ignore this." But do any of you have a GF/wife? Are any of you planning to settle soon? So I do not have either, and I am not planning on settling anytime soon. Anyone else want to answer?
Same for me.
Casual stuff.
I
Don't plan on settling.
I have a girlfriend. We are not currently physically in the same locations, but hopefully the move back will help us.
Physically merge together into the same location.
She's on the East Coast. I'm on the West Coast, and then once I'm on the Mid Coast, we'll be a little close together.
Okay. I was reading this comment. Alexander says, "I'll get you to settle eventually, Bryan."
I'm not sure what that means.
He also asked, as more people watch your show and you gain more online notoriety, how do you balance the excitement of seeing your online following grow with the increased exposure that comes with it?
That's actually a pretty good question, because I've always thought about, the more eyes you have on you, the more you have to think about what you do. And I don't know if I'm speaking for everyone here, but at the same time, it's a balance between wanting to show our real personalities and things, but
Not letting them know that I like to streak naked.
I wasn't gonna say that, but it's just like we don't want to. I think we all don't want to try and be so conservative that we don't show our uniqueness and our personalities. Basically, is what I'm trying to say.
I feel like, well, I don't know. Go ahead.
No, me?
Well,
Oh God. Oh God. Okay.
I've got thoughts.
Robbie, go for it.
Just the main thing that I miss from when nobody was watching is that we could do anything in the videos as far as like we used to do like split screens and like we could do. I mean, it's not like we can't still do it, but like I'm not afraid, but I'm less willing to just try completely random new things in the videos. Because like we have like a formula established, and I don't want to stray so far that we like jump the shark.
We can do split screens.
Well, yeah, no, I mean that's just an example, like the only one I could think of. But I don't know. It's weird because like the more the show solidifies, the more it's like you have like these things that you can come back to, like, oh yeah, it's the theme song, and that's Bryan saying that'll warm me up, and that's Andrew saying one of my favorite trees. But then as you solidify those things, the new things, they're not as likely to come up, I guess. That's just the thing that I kind of miss. But that's also just like if we are conscious of that, we can always add new stuff. So.
Good answer. Good answer.
Okay. Any other thoughts? I guess not. Okay.
That was very clearly punctuated to me. So.
Okay. William McKean asks, "Who's the funniest drunk?"
Oh, I know. It's me, because I've never been drunk, and therefore I, by
certainly the most
random chance, could be the funniest drunk, right?
It's
like Heisenberg, or it's what's the cat in the box again? Oh, Schrodinger's drunk.
Cat. Yeah.
Schrodinger's drunk.
We should do a Patreon live stream where we're all drunk.
Oh God, no!
I
want a job after this.
Well, that's why it's patron only, you know.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I have to pay for that. No,
people with jobs never get drunk.
I've come back.
You'd be safe in like Japan or Korea or China because that's like an expected.
No, I've come back to the office. I used to come back to the office a few times, and I was like, oh, I'm feeling this after a few mid-afternoon drinks.
Oh, that's like the morning.
No, just lunch drinks. Anyway, I don't know about that. You know, we're hardly ever all together. And it's not a smart thing to get drunk in the wilderness. So we'll find out. We'll get back to you on that.
Once Thomas is back in Ohio and Robby comes to visit, I'm sure it'll happen at one point.
We'll let the viewers rate us.
Exactly.
We'll have a stand-up competition.
Well, actually, if you go to patreon.com/adventure, you can watch me and Andrew do commentaries drunk.
Oh, actually, that's like the early ones.
Yeah.
It's like, as you watch, it's the first 3 episodes, and as you watch each successive one, you can see us getting more and more sloppy.
Oh man,
Alex, I never said that that my company allowed lunch drinks. We just did them anyway.
Can they restrict you? Well, I guess if you're like a doctor.
I mean, whenever we had a good successful launch of something, we would all have like champagne that we drank. So, I mean, I guess we were allowed to.
So Antonio Jackson asks, when camping, don't you have to watch for bears and other animals?
Animals?
Yeah, I mean, we always take precautions to make sure, like, if we're in an area with bears, we hang the stuff up, the food, so that the bears don't eat us. But honestly, like, it's very rare to have a bear encounter. I'm hearing my own echo, but it's rare to have a bear encounter in the wilderness, I feel like.
Well, like,
basically, you just follow.
You safe, but it's like I feel like you don't see them all that often. At least not as much as people have you believe in, like Discovery Channel shows or something.
I mean, if you're on like the Isle of Bears in Alaska, sure, you're going to run into some bears. But we've never had any bear encounters. Knock on wood. You have had one, but you've had a couple. All right.
Well,
anyway, I mean,
like,
you were at a date.
Other animals and stuff, you don't really have to worry about them. Like, from what I have experienced, I mean, like coyotes and stuff. It's not like we've ever taken precautions for them.
Robby, do you remember the raccoon incident at Hocking Hills?
Yes, I do.
I don't know that one.
Want to tell it? I can tell.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you can tell it. I was reading.
Okay. So, me and Robby went camping at Hocking Hills. I think I've gone camping with like one-on-one with you, with Thomas, Bryan, and Robby each at separate times. But anyway, me and Robby were camping. We're in the tent, and I think like one of us accidentally left a can of beans out there. It was empty. But we're in our tent and we hear this like clanking and clacking. And we both just like look at each other and we're like, what is that? And we're like, should probably go check that, but we're both too scared. And then finally we were like, what are we doing? Like, let's just open the tent door and check it and shine our light out. And
It was
it's
a
just like a
raccoon.
raccoon scurrying around.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, that was good times. That was a good trip though. We had bacon and like beans and a whole bunch of good stuff. William McKean asks, would you flip a coin if heads meant you received $10 billion and tails meant you die instantly?
Absolutely not.
No.
Oh,
I don't
no.
like the odds.
I'd have
I
to
don't
think
like
about it. It depends on how old I am. Like if I were like in my 60s or 70s, yeah, I'd totally do it.
It's not that old.
I'd still consider it though.
I'd practice flipping coins and seeing if I could like figure out some method. There's gotta be a way.
Lucas Gall asks, from your solo camping experiences, is there anything you do to help put yourself more at ease? So I've actually not been solo backpacking before, but I know Andrew and Thomas, you both have, right?
Yeah, you have. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, backpacking. You've been solo hiking. But...
No, I've been solo backpacking too.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I will say when you encounter other people, that helps put you at ease a lot. But if you don't do that, I think a lot of it is just like focusing on how being alone lets you go at your own pace and sort of like take things in how you want it. I think the biggest unease comes from when I'm like camping at night and there's no one else at the campsite, just because it's dark and that's when like things get a little scary. But
the wind is what does it for me. You know, you're just sitting there and then suddenly your tent just starts shaking violently and you don't know what's going on.
What I will say about the night is, and this is actually advice from Les Stroud, is you should look around at your campsite and observe your surroundings really carefully, just so when it gets dark, you can remember what it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I mean, just like make sure you pee and then get in your sleeping bag and don't leave.
So Crafty Sublimer YT asks, so what's the worst injury one of you has had on an adventure? I don't know if any of us have been injured.
Knock on wood.
One time I did, this wasn't really an adventure. I was just like in the woods nearby my house, but I did slice my thumb open really bad. Probably could have used stitches, but I didn't. So.
Wait, when was this?
It was a while ago.
Because I remember you doing that at home.
No. That was like in the woods, but I was just like out there playing with my knife.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
For me, it's just been a lot of blisters. I think on my 30-mile hike.
Didn't you lose a toenail at Yosemite?
Oh, I lose toenails all the time.
Oh, that's perfectly normal. Just lose toenails.
But he gets money from the toenail fairy. So
Ew, that's gross. But yeah, just losing toenails.
Smet Logic asks, favorite meal to eat on an adventure. Did we answer this last stream? I don't remember.
Yeah, whatever.
Oh no,
I don't know, but that hot pot we had on our last trip was really good.
You can carry the stove next time then. They haven't seen hot pot though, technically. So
mine was I just took a non-filming camping trip to Death Valley this weekend, and I brought my cast iron skillet, and I cooked tri-tip, and it turned out beautifully. And you can go to either our Instagram page or our Facebook page, and you can just see like a 5-second video of it. It was fun. It was fun.
I think, actually recently it's been oatmeal for breakfast. It's like so easy to cook in the morning. It's warm.
A disappointing answer.
It is. Megan Varvaro asks, what's your favorite Star Wars movie?
It's still A New Hope.
We debated this on our podcast, didn't we? Oh, the last
yeah, Robby has a whole...
oh, yeah, right. I forgot.
I think a lot of us settled on A New Hope, right?
Oh, I'm between Empire Strikes Back and Last Jedi. I just love Last Jedi. But the thing is, I need more time to pass after Last Jedi to see if it still holds up over the years. But I love that movie. Love that movie.
Man, for me, like all time, it's probably the first Star Wars. It's just such like a complete and so iconic.
Episode 1, Phantom Menace.
Yeah, exactly. This is a pretty good one. Charred PP asks, have you guys ever found yourselves pushed into dangerous situations that you thought wasn't safe / wise / prudent, but you wanted to do it for the footage / video?
Oh, there's got to be something.
You guys are pretty good about that. Like filming something.
Well, so the thing is when we film, we usually, like, first of all, since we film ourselves, we have to follow the rules. Like, we can't film ourselves breaking any rules. So if getting into that dangerous situation would involve us breaking a rule, then no, we wouldn't do it, obviously. And secondly, we wouldn't want to encourage people to do dangerous things. So
no, I'm just gonna build a grappling hook.
Yeah. So I don't think we've ever purposefully forced ourselves into any sort of dangerous situation just because it's not wise to do it anyways, you know? Because we're not out there to try and create false drama. We want to show a genuine experience.
That's what I like about you guys. Is you guys when you film your stuff, it's not like this rocking guitar of pure epicness and adrenaline. You know, this isn't something that Red Bull TV is going to pick up anytime soon. It's very relaxed, just the way
it's Animal Crossing music.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, our last episode was actually, the one that hasn't been released yet. We had a couple of parts where it was really cold and it was wet and we were trying to cross a stream. If we didn't have those boots that you guys had brought, the really good waterproof ones, we might have, we're always very conscious of if we should not keep going because it's dangerous. So just like Bryan said, we won't break any rules too. Let's see here. I'm not going to answer that one. Here's a good one. Will Taylor, what's your favorite luxury item to bring camping?
Ooh.
Bryan, I think you have a good one.
I do.
Your chair is what I would say.
Yeah, I was going to say my camping stool, because really you don't need a chair, but it's kind of nice. It's so nice that other people will sit on it.
I know what mine is. It is excessive ingredients for elaborate meals that take too long to prepare.
Mine's a sleeping mat. I just love
I wouldn't even call a sleeping mat a luxury item.
It's luxury, dang it. They're all soft. I'm just kidding.
I would say Bryan's stool as well. I love it when Bryan brings the stool.
You could argue that the cameras that we bring are luxury items.
That's true, too.
Wait, is that a serious answer? Like, have you used his stool?
Yeah, I use it all the time when he brings it.
Oh, I didn't even realize
it.
it.
Dreamatorium X, kind of along the same lines. Favorite piece of gear, if there's any?
I like knives. I like turtles.
I like maps. I really love looking at maps.
I like my hammock.
Look at this map.
For me, it's
look at this map.
Oh wow, that's nice. For me, it's the camping stove, the little one where you just use the propane and then the little that Thomas initially bought. It's just really convenient because as long as you can heat up water, you can do so many things. Alexander asks, what is the superior Doritos flavor?
Original. Whatever the
Cool Ranch.
Let's just say Cool Ranch versus nacho cheese. Which one do you like?
Oh, nacho cheese. Nacho cheese.
I guess. Yeah.
No question. No question.
Really? Cool Ranch for me, man.
Unflavored for me.
I like plain blue corn tortilla chips.
Yeah, I've probably talked about it before, but there used to be Cooler Ranch and Nacho Cheesier, but nobody believes me. It was a real thing.
I believe you. I remember this.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah.
Robin Dixon does not like my taste in Doritos.
Elemental Floodography asks, what is the most beautiful vista you've encountered? The question went off screen, so I don't know if that was exact, but basically.
Yeah, that's it.
Probably the Yosemite, first time seeing Yosemite Gorge, or Yosemite, whatever it's called.
Valley,
yeah.
Yosemite crevice.
Mount Whitney, getting up to the Trail Junction, Muir Junction, and going along there, and just it was
Trailcrest.
Trailcrest, exactly. Yeah, it was too spectacular.
Some runner-ups would definitely be like Fuji with the Blue Mountains.
Yeah.
Well, the first one that came to mind for me was Hanson's Point, but not so much because of the view, but because of the way we found it, how it's just like an accident.
Just suddenly hits you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I need my coffee.
What do you guys usually use for navigation? Traditional map / compass, hiking apps, or a combo of the two?
Combo. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. No,
Well, for us.
I use strictly maps. I mean, I get there, I plan the route online on Google Maps, and then I buy the map of the place that we're going.
That's the thing, is like a lot of times we're going to national forests and we haven't bothered buying the map in advance because we haven't decided on a trail until the day before.
I can't.
So-
I don't know how you guys do that.
The national forests, their default maps are so bad and like so low resolution. But I mean, I love the National Forest Service. And...
Well, using hiking apps is useful for us when we're trying to pace ourselves. That's, to some degree when we're filming.
Well, on that note, we have only used an actual hiking app. We used OSM Android. It's a OpenStreetMaps Android app, and we used that for Germany. That was a lifesaver because it was offline and we could see all the different paths and trails and stuff. But I keep meaning to use that on an episode, but I keep forgetting about it as well. So I would actually like to use hiking apps more, just so we can, just for fun. Because lots of times we just use Google Maps and we don't even have signal anymore. So it's just like we have a relative idea of where we're at. Dreamatorium X asks, any close calls with foraged goods?
I don't think we have we? We're usually pretty careful.
Independently, I once ate like a bean pod from a plant that I misidentified, but it was in the pea family, so it was pretty safe. Other than that, nothing.
You didn't get sick?
No.
Okay.
It's pretty good, actually.
Twez says, what do you think about Into the Wild? Not specifically the movie or book, but the story.
From what I know about it, I mean, I can sympathize with the guy, and it's tragic that he died. I know he gets like a lot of flack for the decisions he made and his maybe lack of preparation. But I mean, the guy survived in the Alaskan wilderness for a month. That's more than a lot of people can say.
I was mixing that up with a Walk in the Woods, the Robert Redford movie, which I really enjoyed.
I liked his views on society. No, I mean, I could totally sympathize with just getting sick of society and being like, I'm just controlled by society. And like, especially technology, that's like the big one for me. It's like, I love technology, but at the same time, it's very controlling.
This is very true.
Sorry.
Okay, so this is a funny one, and I'm curious to hear what you guys say, actually. Alex Ander asks, can you all take turns saying best buy?
You're all curious.
Best Buy.
One at a time.
We all said it at the same time. I'll go first. Best Buy.
Best Buy.
Best Buy.
I say Best Buy. Because there's two different ways to say it, and then... Okay, we'll continue.
What has this stream devolved into? Okay, really quick while you're looking up the next one. Amanda Lamb or whatever. The Vast boots have held up really well. I will say on the last trip, the tip of one of the shoelaces froze off because it got so frozen it like snapped. But it comes with extra laces. So.
Okay, how do you guys create your music with a MIDI board only, or specifically not the recorded instruments? So that's all just software. So we use a keyboard that does MIDI, and then we program the instruments into the software. Except for what?
Guitar sometimes.
Oh, guitar, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Although the intro song has real flute and drums, I think, and guitar.
Baraki with the good hair asks, are you guys into geology?
I used to be into minerals a lot just because like my dad was obsessed with them, but recently not so much.
I'm more into geography than geology, but I really don't try and take it for granted. granite. Get it?
Got it.
Robby's
Got it.
Robby's cousin-in-law or whatever is into it.
He's a geologist.
It's a
He
geologist.
is literally a geologist.
JM asks, we are very curious. Why does Andrew sleep in a tarp instead of a tent?
He's freaking weird.
I like the openness of it. I like being close to the ground. It's like a hippy dippy connected to the earth kind of thing. But I mean, mostly it's just like nice to have the open air and being able to see everything around you. And a lot of times, if it's hot out, it's nice to have a breeze and stuff. But also, it's like really cool to be able to set it up in different ways too.
Which you never do.
You have when we were in
once in a while.
Shawnee, you had that protective
Yeah.
against the.
I did like a diamond setup in the first Dolly Sods. I think
Yeah.
I've done that.
How'd you guys meet was asked by Limestone. So Bryan and Andrew are brothers. I am their cousin, and Thomas is their lifelong friend.
and former neighbor.
And former neighbor, yeah.
I'm related to Andrew.
More a neighbor than a friend. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, so we've had a couple of questions so far about where is Nicole at, and I think Bryan answered this last time, but go ahead and answer it again if you could, Bryan.
Oh, well, sure. She's doing like nursing school and working like a night job, so she's pretty much busy the whole day, like all the time. So I haven't really been able to talk to her. And that's about it. That's about all the information I could get so far. She's very, very, very busy, from what I know.
Okay, Little Naders 49 says, have any of you played Firewatch? I know I have. Have you played that, Thomas?
Oh yeah, I've played that game 2 or 3 times. I like the concept of it. I wish the story was a little bit more fleshed out. But I really like the idea that you're talking to this woman on this other side, and that you have the options to, go down different routes, literally, and figure out the story as you go. But at the end of the day, it's still the same story, and it just kind of left me hanging a little bit more. But I love the art style.
I was actually impressed with how much it felt like hiking.
Yeah,
It was weird, but it felt a lot like hiking.
And the music to that is fantastic.
Oh, yeah,
You
that
get a
was
chance.
really good music, yeah.
If you get a chance, listen to that music.
Real quick, I can just answer this one. Nishantha CR says, what's your thoughts on gimbals versus Steadicam? Gimbals are the future, and they're awesome. Oh, I need to move that. All right, Limestone donated $1. Han shot first, Rip Greedo.
Oh, I don't even see that.
Oh, cool.
It's on the stream.
Oh, look at that.
You should put that Greedo head over your own face or something.
Okay, yeah, good idea. Thank you very much for the donation.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, thank you so much.
Okay, let's see. There was a good one I just saw.
Jennifer S.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay.
Go
I was
ahead.
gonna say Jennifer S asks, "Is anyone a gearhead?" And Robby's a Greedo head, but I would say if I could bring myself to spend the money, I'd be a gearhead. But whenever I want to look at new gear, I always have this the little angel and the little devil on your shoulders. I was like, I really don't need a new tent, even if it weighs like a pound less. I don't really need a new this or that, But I'd love to get them, but
I feel like Bryan's always coming up with interesting ideas for like hypothetical gear or something. You know
what
what
does
I mean?
that even mean?
I don't know, like you always have like interesting ideas for gear that would be useful camping. I feel like.
I guess.
I mean, out of the 4 of us, you're the geariest.
I suppose that's true. Like I guess I was the first one that kind of wanted to try out the hammock and things like that, but
Jordan
I
Howard.
like-
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say I like light gear, gear that makes everything lighter. Like gets me to that 20 pound backpacking goal.
sounds like an ultralighter.
Borderline, barely.
Jordan Howard asks, will you do more bushcrafty videos, even short ones?
Yes, so we are hopefully going to have access to some land very soon, where we can do a lot of bushcraft.
I'm laughing only because the last time we did a live stream, someone reached out to Andrew about land, and I don't think Andrew's responded back.
I thought we did. Oh,
There's
well, I don't
some
know.
land.
Well, I mean, the point being that yeah, someone offered land, but also someone we know personally has some land we might be able to use. That's also a lot closer. So that's like the most promising thing.
Okay.
Is that funny? I don't understand.
It's funny because it's just you. I just for me, who I think I know you best, it kind of like encompasses your personality. It's like, oh yeah, someone reached out to me, but also someone I know has it. But I think I'm just gonna sit here and wait and see what happens.
True.
Charred PP says, "Did Greedo shoot first? Is that something up for debate?"
Yeah, it is. If you would watch the special editions, you would know. That it
No,
is.
no. I mean, I've seen the thing where Han Solo goes like this and then dodges the laser. Like they added his head moving. That's terrible. But in the original, I thought there was no question that Greedo never even shot.
Yeah, no. Greedo did not shoot.
Okay. Then in that
First or
case,
second or
then no, Greedo didn't even shoot, right?
I mean, it all depends. It all depends on.
Okay,
Well,
Amanda
reference
Lamb
to it.
asked, have you ever gone camping?
We will. Oh,
Are we going to do something like that coming soon, Thomas?
you guys are not going to be camping literally on the beach. You'll be camping near the beach.
Boy, that's a nice looking beach over there.
Andrew and I are going to be camping on the beach Friday night.
Oh,
Friday
Yeah.
night.
Eventually, I'd like to do something where we're basically like walking along a beach and we just set up like a tent on
Yeah.
the beach. Man, can you imagine sleeping in a tent on the sand or just sleeping on the sand?
I feel like
I
a
don't know
lot
if
of
I-
beaches don't let you do that stuff, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, well, I mean that kind of makes sense, but I guess it would be more kind of like a beach, like a beach that's just happens to be within a national forest or something.
Do any of you have phobias?
You have one.
Yeah, I have trypophobia, which
Oh,
is
man.
What is trypophobia?
trypophobia is an extreme aversion to strange holy textures. So like if you know what a lotus pod, is that what those were, Andrew?
Yeah.
Yeah, like a
Seed
lotus
pod.
seed pod. Those cause me severe discomfort.
I saw a GIF that would like kill you immediately. It was like someone's like shoulders and head, but the texture of the skin was like a bunch of holes and they were all moving around.
Man, I just got goosebumps just now.
I don't know. How do you know if you have a phobia?
Oh, you just know. You just know.
Yeah,
Well,
you'll know.
so let me ask you this, Robbie. When you see something like that, like when I see something, it makes me uncomfortable. But how would you describe how you feel?
Like it makes me physically uncomfortable to look at. Like not just like I don't like the way that looks, but to where like I have to get it out of my sight.
Oh, okay.
And it's weird because it's like it sounds really dumb and I'm like, why can't I control that? But I can't.
Yeah, I don't know. For me, I can't say if I have a phobia because I don't think I've really. If I do, I don't think I've experienced whatever that phobia is.
Claustrophobia, fear of
Well,
clowns.
I
For
definitely
me-
don't have. Like I don't have those. Like,
For me, it's centipedes. I cannot look at a house centipede. I just cannot. Spiders, I can look at, I can push them outside. But it's the hairy legs that just freaks me out. I can't even look at them.
I feel like I have a fear of heights, but I feel like that's just a normal human instinct.
yeah.
Yeah, that's more
Like
just,
there's
caution.
there's like a fear of heights, or there's like that general self-preservation feeling,
Mhm.
But definitely I wouldn't say it's a fear of heights.
Yeah.
I'll say real quick, Oregon, regarding the Lost Coast Trail, we were going to do the Lost Coast Trail, but it's so difficult to get a permit. So yeah, that's a good recommendation. We'd love to do that at some point. It's just we couldn't get the permit for that on our trip.
Are you guys into Marvel movies? I think I know the answer to this, but I'm curious.
Absolutely.
No. Like I
Really?
enjoy watching them, but I'm not like a super fan or anything like that. I just enjoy the movies.
Sorry, Thomas.
Who am I going to see these movies with when I go back to Ohio?
I'll still see the movies. It's
Yeah.
not like I'm I'll say no, but I'm not like, oh man, I got to go see this movie the night it comes out and midnight showing this and that.
Black Panther was awesome just because it was very different. I felt like.
I got to see the Avengers, dude. like Doctor
I
Strange.
am looking forward to Infinity War.
Yeah, it was good.
I do like the Avengers movies.
Oh, here's a good one. Gary asks, was the solar eclipse what you thought it would be?
Robbie, you answer that.
Yeah, it was amazing. Like, I don't know exactly what I thought it would be, but it was an incredible thing. And if it comes around again, I highly suggest you go out of your way to see it.
Yeah. It's going to be in Ohio.
It is 7 years or 6 years now.
Oh, right. Yeah, it's not that long away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was just so weird. So cool.
David Schmood's cat was laying on his keyboard. I like cats.
I think the most interesting thing about the total eclipse is just how drastically it changed when it was in totality and everything got dark. Like that was just it was eerily like surreal. Just to have
just like, you're not used to seeing the evening that quickly. And the clouds I remember looked like almost a fake painted backdrop from like an old movie in the 60s or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Are we going to the Grand Canyon, Thomas?
We are not going to the Grand Canyon unless the route changes again. But this time we are not going to the Grand Canyon. We are. I'm not going to say. I'm not going to say. But I'll say Utah, Colorado, and New Mexico.
Hello, Up Trail.
Hello.
Up Trail.
Actually, the questions are coming in slowly enough. Do you guys want to just take the questions that you like and then go ahead and answer them?
Absolutely.
Why don't we just go in order from Thomas to Andrew to me to Robbie, and we'll just pick a question and answer it.
Ooh,
Hey, Lucas Gall asks, what is the strangest thing from the supermarket you buy frequently? I feel like some sort of weird animal part, probably.
You frequently buy that?
Well, if we're talking strange, how frequent is
you know what my answer for you is, Andrew?
Yeah.
And I wouldn't even say it's a weird thing, but I think it's weird how frequently you buy it. But it's the
artificial crab.
Artificial crab.
Because it's always on sale. And
so much artificial crab. Like
I really liked that stuff as a kid, and I never ate it that often.
You know what I've been getting into a lot is understanding how meat is processed and cooked and everything.
Meat?
Oh my God, I fell asleep when you said that. How did you ever come about to like learn about that?
I just really like the idea of like being able to cook the perfect steak. And so I read all online, like, okay, you can do it this way, you can do it that way. And so then I got my cast iron skillet and I was like, ooh, finally I made a steak that I really love. And then I was like, okay, now what's the next thing? And then I read about smokers and barbecue and like how you're supposed to act, like the different ways of barbecuing food. Honestly, I just watched a lot of Anthony Bourdain and I'm kind of on the Anthony Bourdain kick.
I feel like cooking a perfect steak is like the most quintessentially Thomas wants to learn this kind of thing.
Did you see some of the steak I cooked the other day?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God, it's beautiful.
Dude, my buddy, he's really good at cooking steak. He can teach you how to cook it.
I would love it. I'd love it. It's so interesting, like learning how different people cook steaks, because you can I take this, like I went to my friend's place and he taught me he cooks his steak with rosemary and butter, and then you can go to another place and it's like, okay, now this is how you actually grill it over an open fire, and you can kind of combine them and make your own way of your own process of making
We're
steak.
all expecting a steak dinner now.
Yeah, if you're not cooking steak on this road trip, then I'm kicking you off the team.
Hey, if you want to see me cook a good steak, go to the Facebook page.
I want to eat a good steak. I don't want to.
A reverse sear is like the best way to do it. Look up reverse sear.
Reverse sear? I don't know. I know how to sear a steak. I don't know.
Yeah, you lightly cook it in the oven for like an hour at like 100 degrees so that it's kind of semi-cooked all the way through. Then you just sear it on the outside. It's perfect.
It sounds like some sort of like yoga for steaks. Go into a reverse steer or sear.
Hey, look, XG4MX donated $5.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Look at that.
Have you guys?
I'll read this. Have you guys ever heard of the Trans-Catalina Trail, and would you consider doing it? Of course we've heard of it, and of course we've considered doing it. In fact, we were going to do it until we found out that it was going to cost way too much money, and that's why we didn't do it. We will do it eventually at some point. Just it's we added it up all, and to get there, to find the campsites, to do everything for the four of us, it was going to cost over $500. and that just wasn't going to work out that well. So no, love it. Would love to check it out. I think you'll like the alternative that we have picked out when the guys come here. But I'm not going to say what it is, but I think you'll like it.
Hero7925, by the way, thank you for your support, and hopefully you like the episode.
Yeah, and on that topic, we are going to have a teaser or like some clips from the episode at the end, so make sure you stay tuned to the end of the stream.
Just by the way, Stephen Miller says you can use my place in Linden, Tennessee. I have 10.2 acres, 5 that are in hardwood forest.
Ooh.
I assume he means for bushcrafting.
Yeah, probably.
Where is that in Tennessee? Is that near Nashville? I don't know. I'll have to look that up. I just love finding places. To the Wild says the Sequoia National Forest is amazing. Have you ever been? Well, technically, yes. Robbie, Andrew, and I have all been to Sequoia when we whitewater rafting down. Too. Oh, you have?
Yeah, just not with you guys.
Oh, okay. Well, then, yes. I haven't actually seen the sequoias there. I saw the sequoias in Yosemite many years ago, but they've closed that off for now. Hey, we might, Andrew and I have a few days. We might take a trip up there. We might go into the desert. We don't know yet.
Jason Bourgeois asked, will Bryan be giving a performance on guitar? Maybe. We'll see if you guys can convince me enough to make me play a song on the guitar. I'm a little stage shy. Is that a term? Is that a thing?
Andrew, here's one for you.
Oh, what is your favorite house plant? I know you have one. That is true. I have more than one. Sorry. I wasn't always a big
literally every house plant.
I'm gonna say spider plants just because they're really easy to maintain, or maybe basil just because you can eat it and it grows back really easily.
I do like basil.
Someone named Tueus was saying that their friend refuses to finish Breath of the Wild because they don't want it to finish. And does that ever happen to us? That happens to me all the time. Like I'll watch a show or play a game right up to the end and then not finish it.
There's a good Doctor Who quote if you watch Doctor Who. I forget what it is exactly, but he pulls the last page out of a book and says, I like to make up my own endings. They're always better that way.
Will you try camping in a caravan and cooking the steak? That would be awesome.
Depends how you define caravan. I mean, you and I are going to be caravanning across the country, but not in a RV.
I want to get one of those Oregon Trail type caravans. Start taking that Oregon Trail and
better cook that steak well done, or we're going to die of dysentery. Just kidding.
I was going to say, don't ever cook a steak well done.
What's that King of the Hill quote? Like, we firmly and lightly ask him to leave.
He says, he goes, medium rare. Yep, these steaks are perfect to serve. And then his son's like, well, what if they don't want medium rare? Oh, well, you gently but firmly ask them to leave.
Amanda Lamb asked, any updates on a CA meetup, Thomas?
So this is a little tough. I don't think we're going to be able to do a meetup with all four of us. And if we do end up doing a meetup with just Andrew and I, it would have to be on a weekday. And I feel like that's not fair for anyone. So if you think that it's worth having a California meetup on a weekday, I don't know a good place to have it. If it's
I feel like we have to do it, right? Because this is like our last chance.
I don't know when the four of us could do it though. I mean,
to do it literally on the first night we get there, right?
No, we're going straight to the...
No, that won't work. You guys will be too tired.
No, I mean literally we're going to the hotel right next to the trail that first night.
Well, not right when we get back from the trip.
You guys, well, maybe I can drop you guys off somewhere and you guys can do it, but I got to start packing like immediately. We're hiking down like 7 miles and we're driving 4 hours back to Los Angeles. And sure, I mean, we could do it, but it's like, I don't want to set a time and we end up being there 2 hours late. Does that make sense? Yeah. So, hey, if you want to meet up, shoot us a message and we'll try and
we could get burgers at that Carl's Jr. that everyone was mad that you took us to.
That's true. That's true.
Eat up.
Real quick, I can answer this one. Nishantha CR says, which phones do you guys use? I use iPhone 7 Plus. Thomas uses the Google Pixel 2. Andrew uses the Galaxy S5. And then Brian, S6. S6. Yeah.
We're looking to upgrade though. Elemental Photography asks, have we been to Hell's Canyon, the deepest canyon in North America? No, we haven't, but I've just looked up pictures and it looks really cool.
Sounds awesome.
And therefore, it is now on the list of places we need to go.
After dark.
Who do you foresee? Who do you foresee going bald first? It's either me or Thomas. Like lately, I've been noticing my hair is thinner than it used to be. So me and Thomas are in a race.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think that's just how it's gonna work.
Nobody in my family's bald though, but there is thinning hair in my family. So
same in mine. No one in my family is bald either, but you get the wrong angle and
yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, I hope my hair stays.
Need the white guy to go. Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, that's Adventure Archives After Dark. I want to know who that is.
It's probably Alexander.
Amanda Lamb says they have Carl's Jr. coupons.
Rajeshwari Tamang says, hey guys, would you rather spend 10 hours at one place or 2 hours each at 5 different places while visiting new places? So as long as you're not rushed, I would rather do the 2 hours each at 5 different places. So like if you really had to rush to get to each place, then I wouldn't want to do that. But in general, I like variety unless you have to rush for it.
Gerald Anderson said, do you each of you have any specific skills you're trying to learn?
I need to catch up on the creative aspect that you guys are dominating in right now. But more specifically, I just love to do more marketing.
Yeah, I just want to hone my nature ID skills and stuff like that.
I haven't put in any effort towards it, but I want to learn Chinese. Be able to speak it better than I can.
What kind of lifestyle/diet did you guys follow, especially before Mount Kumatori?
Wait, what kind of lifestyle?
What kind of lifestyle/diet do you guys follow, especially before Mount Kumatori? And that was basically eating as much Japanese food as possible.
Yeah, that's true. We didn't really. For Whitney, we were actually really cautious. We made sure we didn't eat anything spicy or too much cheese.
That's
part
true,
of that
yeah.
also had to do with the fact that we had to poop in bags.
That's huge. That's huge.
Yeah.
I can answer this one real quick. Jordan Howard asked how we're doing the videos for the road trip. Are we going to split them up, make one big video? The answer is we're not entirely sure yet, but Thomas has some ideas on what might be good, and we're thinking maybe a combination of both, kind of a vlog style, but also have some actual full chunky videos. But it kind of depends on what the story ends up as we do it. That's
exactly it.
Whitetail Bushcraft said, I think regarding the bald thing, I lost a few shingles on the roof, but I still have a log for the fire. Thank you, Danheim, by the way, for joining the stream. A lot of your music sounds inspired by Japanese-style RPG gaming music. That is very true.
Span and Pathak, there's no policy. We just must have missed them, so feel free to re-ask your questions.
Yeah, just keep posting the questions. We'll try to get to them as they come in.
Yeah, we're bad at this.
How much of a hassle is Andrew's sleep cycle when it comes to coordinating and editing stuff? I'll let Robby and Thomas answer this, since they can't physically go and punch him in the face to wake him up.
It's really annoying. Yeah, I won't throw Andrew under the bus, but yeah, it's really annoying.
But in Andrew's defense, he's gotten so much better over the last 2 months. So much better.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's good. That's what happens when you set the bar low. I will say, when we're in person, it's kind of useful. But when we're editing remotely, it's really a hindrance.
All right. To the Wild, as he's actually asked a bunch of good questions that I wish I could answer. Most recently, are you guys interested in adding historical aspect stories to episodes? Yes, absolutely. In fact, one of the places I want to take the guys is Gettysburg sometime this summer. I feel like it'd be appropriate and we could incorporate some history into the whole thing.
You should just show up in your full uniform.
Hey, I'm sitting somewhere. It's sitting there somewhere.
Yeah, well, we're actually also probably going to a historical park for a voting episode on Patreon.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
that's been. We need
Andrew, are you into ornithology at all?
Me? Yeah. I'm not like super great at it, but I've definitely done some light birding.
I do remember you would used to like point out birds flying, and or if we saw like a bird flying in the sky, you'd be like, "Oh, that has like the red tips on its wings, and therefore it's a red-tipped bugle thing."
Spandon Pathak asks, "What are the two brothers up to? What do they do for a living?"
Oh, I work for a like textbook company, and Andrew.
Just bumble around. No, I do video stuff. Does filming the trips impede mileage per day? Absolutely. That was Brandon O'Hara.
100%, yes.
To a degree that you would not even fathom.
When like I think this always comes up, but last time we said that it impedes us so much that the first time Thomas hiked with us, it literally annoyed him.
Like, he was so frustrated.
Yeah, every time someone new hikes with us, they're like, seriously, like you have to stop and get another shot. Like I think your friend in Kumatori was
he was like, this looks like the exact same view you had 5 minutes ago. And I was like, yes, I know, but trust me, it'll work for the video.
Have you thought about VR specials? I'd imagine it'd be difficult to create content in the AA style.
We have thought about it.
Special.
Just right now, so we initially experimented with 3D cameras. 3D video is not fun to watch, but actual 3D 360 video, that's what I meant. 360 is not fun to watch.
Robby, can you answer Rob?
You can't hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. 3D 360 videos are really interesting, but the cameras at the time, last I looked into them, weren't cheap enough. So, I mean, that's something we still have in mind, but also it's not high on a priority list because they're just not as fun to watch as regular videos right now.
We actually had a 360 video companion to the Yosemite episode. So basically you can start a video up on your phone, watch it simultaneously with the episode, and it'll like have some stuff, extra information.
You guys put so much work into that.
Yeah, it was a cool idea, but it's just like not worth it.
The technology, it just wasn't like, what was the camera was like 480p or 360 or something?
Oh, it was like
bad. Yeah,
it's terrible.
Bad. Have you guys tracked how much you actually walk, including your Greedo stuff with the GPS? So like walking back for the camera and everything. My phone's pedometer has shown us before, but we'd never really pay attention, and I don't think the phone's pedometer is all that accurate anyway. But
Kevin Chu, what?
Oh, I was gonna say you probably add like at least 30% of our total mileage onto that from extra walking. Go ahead.
Kevin Chu, I went to school for environmental science. Undergrad was sociology. Spandon Pathak said, "Where have you witnessed the best Milky Way or night sky in general?" That's a good question.
Algonquin.
Would you say, night sky? Yeah, because of the northern lights. But would you say Whitney? When we woke up that one day on Whitney and just saw that whole slew of stars.
It's hard to say because every time I go out and I see like a starry sky, I'm always blown away again. Yeah. And I forgot like how amazing it looks. But I know we definitely saw the Milky Way, like Whitney, Algonquin, Yosemite maybe.
Yosemite, barely Yosemite.
Barely, yeah.
I don't know about Yellowstone. I went to Death Valley. I've been to Death Valley and camped there twice. Once this past weekend, and I saw the Milky Way, and it was beautiful. It was very cold though.
Yeah. Ruben asks, do you have any plans to go to more remote places like for example, Woodland Caribou Provincial Park in Ontario? I think we'd definitely like to. It's just all a matter of what it takes to get there, like the planning and things. But I think it'd be really cool because, I mean, we always talk about how we'd like to go to places that are like less populated and like less crowds. And, you know, a lot of the national forests you can get that, but to go somewhere and like really be secluded would be awesome.
Whitetail Bushcraft asks, my son is going to a school near Hocking Hills. I will be camping in that area a lot this year. Any remote campsites you recommend? So I didn't go to school literally right next to Hocking Hills. I went to Ohio University, but you should check out Stroud's Park. It's a state park. It's part of Dow Lake or something. They do have some campsites. I don't know if they're backcountry or not, but it's a beautiful lake that you should check out.
When's the last time you went to Hocking Hills, Thomas?
Oh, it's been a long time.
Okay.
Actually,
I know they
I
have a lot of trails, so I was wondering if there was some new stuff there.
Last time I went with this girl I was dating, and it was bad.
Good story.
Johnny says,
Hey, Jim.
JM donates $10 Canadian. He says, have you guys... Are we going to keep repeating?
Have you guys considered hiking anywhere in Canada? If so, where? Absolutely.
We have a lot of
places. On the radar.
Banff is on the radar.
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Radar with the Canadian accent.
Radar, eh?
Would you ever do a 5 to 7 day trip? Yeah, I would definitely do it.
Oh yeah.
If time was permitting, I would totally do it.
Yeah, but back to that question real quick. Johnny asked, what is the name of the restaurant in the new episode? I can't believe we forgot to mention it, but it's called Trojan Horse, or The Trojan Horse. It's in Bloomington, Indiana, in downtown Bloomington. It's fantastic.
So many places in Canada I want to check out, though, especially canoeing.
Yeah.
There's just a plethora. Calgary is a great place. I have a friend up there.
Snowshoeing would be awesome.
Oh, it would be incredible. Okay. Is there a reason the Patreon amount is hidden? Is it hidden now?
Yeah, it's hidden.
I don't know.
We just felt it was better that way. I mean,
you got to understand, there's not a lot of deliberate thought that goes into the things we do.
So I think Patreon, when we first started Patreon, it was a very not fleshed out website. And then as time went on, they added more and more options for you to do this and that. I think it probably just defaulted to certain settings when they added new features.
Yeah.
Limestone asks, how old do you have to be to camp? And hold on, I missed it.
Oh, I don't know.
How old do you have to be to camp in national and Ohio metro parks?
Is there?
Well, there is one metro park where you can. Well, actually, there's several metro parks in Ohio where you can camp. But I don't know if there's an actual.
You and I did when we were 16.
At a metro park?
No, at a state park.
Oh, I thought you said metro.
I said both. Oh, national and Ohio metro parks. Oh, I don't know. I'd say. Heck. Oh, you guys were older then. I'd say 16.
Because as far as I know, I don't think there is an age limit, but maybe there is.
It's probably a good idea to not go when you're younger than 16 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as you're responsible,
Unless you're
and someone knows you're going there, then I don't see any issue.
I mean, if you're with an adult, obviously that's fine.
Have you guys considered traveling to Isle Royale? I'm going to answer this one specifically because it was one of our choices for a voting episode. So it's definitely a high priority in terms of if we go back up to Michigan at some point.
Danheim, and this is kind of the answer for any question like this, but we're definitely considering Philippines, Asia. It's just we're considering going everywhere. We just haven't made any plans, but we would love to hike in places like that.
Alexander asks, would you rather own a large plot of land and follow a somewhat hermetic lifestyle or self-sufficiency, or live in a larger city and get your camping exposure once in a while?
That's a good question.
I would much prefer to avoid the city.
I don't know.
I like the idea of being able to experience both. I know that's not the answer you're looking for, but just being able to take 10 steps in your backyard and have a wonderful wilderness experience, or take 10 minutes to go down the road and have a great social time in a fun place.
Yeah, same.
So To the Wild asks, ever thought of inviting a viewer to hike? I work in Shenandoah as a ranger, and I'm sure a lot of people would be interested in a production assistant role. I mean, we wouldn't mind having viewers come along on trips with us. It wouldn't be something you can be part of the team or anything, but a couple things I feel that are the biggest hindrances when it comes to having guests on our show who aren't close friends or whatever is that planning and timing is really tough. And also, I think a lot of people wouldn't be prepared for just how much filming we have to do when we do that. And it comes back to the fact that when the first time we brought Thomas camping, I think Thomas is a close friend, and he got irritated by how much we stopped to film.
Irritated is an understatement.
Yeah. So like, we don't want to. Some people may be able to like handle it, but it's definitely not your typical camping trip.
We don't want to ruin the magic.
It really does kind of take you out of the experience a little bit when you're filming so much. It's not like, not to show you how the sausage is made, but it's different. It's different. Let's see. Do you have a next big mountain you're looking to hike? I'm going to say that I'd love to hike Mount Rainier. There's some mountaineering involved, but you can take a guide with you, which probably is the best way to do it, especially if you're not familiar. So I'd love to hike Mount Rainier. That would be my next big one. I don't know about you guys though.
I just want to say thank you, Anna Tang, for the message.
Yeah.
Glad you enjoy the videos.
Ruben asked how often we live stream. In the past, it's been very infrequent, but we're hoping to do it like once a month.
We live stream every Monday at patreon.com/adventure just for our patrons. And then right now we're trying to shoot for once a month for these public ones on the main channel.
And the ones on Patreon are usually like a single person, so it's a much more, quiet.
It's easier to set up.
Yeah, like yesterday I was on
romantic.
Yesterday I was on Patreon for like a solid hour, and people were asking questions. I gave some answers. And next,
that is exactly what we just said.
Oh, guys, we totally forgot. We've got clips from the new episode. Do we want to show those?
Yeah.
Well, are we done? Are we gonna end?
Oh, we're gonna wait. Do it at the end. Okay, that's fine too.
Yeah, I figured that'd be a nice way to end the stream. So
okay.
What do you guys say? We go for another 20 minutes?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, 20 minutes, guys. So if you have a question and we didn't get around to answering it, post it again. We'll try to lightning round some of these questions. Because we've definitely been going off on non sequiturs.
Here's something I really just want to throw in regarding bringing viewers hiking. I don't think it'll be fun for a viewer to hike with us, honestly. But what I do think would be fun would be afterwards, beforehand, or something, for have them come and sit down with us either during our post-hike meal or a pre-hike meal and just talk to us about what they love on the adventure. Maybe they can join us for part of the trip, but really it's the 3 days that we're out there. It's just not as much fun, and you get sick of us by the time you're done.
Young
and
Rich
also
asks,
go ahead.
Okay, Young Rich asks, any interest in camping near Area 51? If they offered camping near Area 51, I would totally do it.
Oh, yeah. I'm not afraid of aliens. I'm afraid of ghosts. Christopher Williams says, would you climb Everest even if it's just a base camp? No for me.
Yes.
To base camp, yeah.
Base camp, absolutely.
Oh, how high is base camp? I thought that was like higher than Whitney.
It is. Way higher than Whitney.
But like actually getting to it would just be...
It's like 18,000 feet, I think.
I'd have to know the more details, but it would be cool. I mean, it'd be cool to just say that you did it.
I have no desire to summit it. I don't want to become
the Alps in Australia, yes and yes. Who knows when that's going to happen? Alexander says, what's the best cookie? Chocolate chip.
White macadamia.
No, yeah, you got me there. White chocolate macadamia.
Which movie would you like to see first, Yoda or Solo? YOLO.
Yoda.
Patrick Kawa says he is sitting at home sick watching our videos. He's seen them all, and he's considering donating Patreon.
Thank you.
Patrick, I'm so sorry that you're sick, and I hope that our videos brought you some joy. If you like our videos, you absolutely don't feel like you have to, but if you do join us on Patreon, you can watch bloopers, you can watch, I guess, drunk commentary. Didn't realize that was the thing. And we just stuffed about 60 or so
the
postcards.
Yeah.
So it's got its perks, but if you don't feel like donating, please consider just posting and telling it literally everyone you know about our show. That would help us so much. That would help us a lot, especially on Reddit.
I'm gonna answer this one more time, just because I don't know if maybe he wasn't around. But ever think about going camping in Banff, Alberta, Canada? Yes, Banff is very high on the list for us when we go back to Canada, because I've heard that it's very beautiful. Or I mean, we've been there, and I mean, it's just I really want to go back. And Robby, it looks like you're drinking from a straw in Greta's head sometimes.
Robby Lash says he was inspired by our channel, documented his trip to the Adirondack Mountains, and edited it. That's awesome, and I would actually really like to watch that.
Yeah, if you posted that video on YouTube, you should
Awesome.
like send us the link so we can check it out. I'd be curious to see it.
Elemental asks if we know about homemade Wanderlust. Yes, I watch some of her videos a lot, and she is fantastic. Would love to collaborate with her sometime, but again, you know, I feel like she's got to hear about us first.
Serena Davis asked, do you guys miss camping without cameras and filming? And I do, and I haven't done it in so many years now. I really want to do it just to remember what it's like.
Yeah, we've actually been talking about just taking a, I guess you could say it's a vacation trip, actual vacation camping trip.
I just want to say a quick hi to James Blackburn too. He's been helping me a lot with planning our route.
Oh, awesome.
Hey, awesome. Yeah, that's like really cool that people are willing to reach out and help us, you know, figure these details out.
He's been fantastic. I think we're going to have a good time in Albuquerque because of him.
Brian A., thank you for that suggestion.
Dan asks, I'm not expecting you to plan a hike at any haunted forest or areas anytime soon. Have you ever experienced any freaky, scary, paranormal-like episodes while camping?
There was the Allegheny one.
There's the Allegheny one, and there was the time I told you guys about how when I was in my tent, I felt like something was pushing on my shoulder. And I just suspected it was like maybe an animal or something, or maybe I imagined it, but it kind of freaked me out.
I've had episodes of sleep paralysis, but not while camping.
So not relevant.
But before Badali Saad's winter trip, Robby came into my room and was like, "Ho ho ho!" because it's Christmas Day. I just started screaming.
He was like, "Hello."
Span and Pathak, we actually have a video about prepping for Mount Whitney, so you could probably use that as a reference. But if I were to say one cardio exercise to get you hiking ready, I would just say go jogging, go running. That's probably the best thing you can do.
Go Stairmaster.
Yeah, or walk on a treadmill at an incline. Yeah, but any of those.
The Stairmaster is my favorite.
This is funny. Taylor Harris says, "Hey, my brother Josh turned me on to your video. Said he knows you, Andrew? ? Beautiful work. Ever take fermented foods on trips for their preservative nature?" Do I?
Clearly, you're a new fan to the channel.
Yeah, I guess
But
I
yes,
haven't
Josh,
been taking
I mean,
sauerkraut
Josh,
lately.
we're good friends. Actually, we hung out like last month or something. I mean, it's been a while because he like lives an hour away. But yeah, thank you for checking out our videos.
What else would you pack instead of cameras if you're not filming? More food.
Oh my gosh.
I'd bring snacks and stuff.
This is addressed to the wild. I think it would be cool to kind of like blend a meetup and a camping trip with people and basically do very minimal filming. So it'd be more like we just film when we were camping and we'd focus on the people rather than trying to film something that was like a full episode. I think that'd be a kind of good mix.
Anna Tang, the Grandma Gatewood Trail. I need to look more into that. That sounds super familiar. But yeah, we would definitely do like probably a mini episode about Hocking Hills. If there's backpacking, then we could definitely do a full one.
Was there ever a hike that you found boring or disappointing? Because I'm trying to think, and I don't think I can think of one. Disappointing.
Well, there's always
in a
times
sense,
where
but...
There's always times where we finish trips and we think that they weren't as good as some others, like Shenandoah. And honestly, when we came back from Hoosier, I was a little disappointed just because it didn't snow.
Right.
But every time I, like watch the videos or I go back and think about the trips, I realize just how much I enjoyed them.
Ooh, Anna A., if you send us the ingredients, we'll definitely make pho. Love to eat pho.
There's a good pho place around the corner. We should try that.
Yeah, let's do that.
Ventru Archises After Dark. What is the worst camp meal you've had recently?
Now we've got two of them.
I would have to say the worst one that I've had recently was probably Andrew's little gnocchi spaghetti sauce and anchovy. Just because it's just like, man, it was literally just like salty dough balls.
If you love SpaghettiOs, you would have loved it. Yeah, that was not so much like that was not intended to be like a fancy meal. That was just like, I want to eat dough balls.
have a funny story about a failed attempt to do a hike or a trip? I feel like we've got one, but I can't think of any. Do we?
I mean,
have?
Shenandoah, we went on the wrong trail.
That's true.
And then there was it Monongahela, where we couldn't even find the trailhead the first night?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
the maps were all marked wrong.
Yeah. There's a question here I want to address really quick from Fiona Tam. Have you guys considered making your own gear? Actually, in what was it, New River Gorge, the hammock that Nicole was using was actually one she made herself. And she has promised to help me make a mosquito net bivvy for Andrew's tarp. But like I said, she's been very busy, so we haven't gotten around to doing that. But maybe you'll see that in the future.
Oh, this is a good one. Do you experience any kind of stage fright or for lack of a better word, knowing that friends, acquaintances, family, old teachers, or ex-girlfriends are watching your videos and or vlogs? I forget that anybody can watch these videos. Like, I just think of the videos as being just for our audience. So when somebody I know says that they've seen my videos, I'm like, oh, right. What did I say? Did I say anything stupid?
I think I have one or two friends that watch this show, but no.
I mean, I wouldn't have any. I don't think there's any reason for any of us to be embarrassed or whatever about our videos. I think it would be awesome if people I knew saw them. More people I knew saw them. So
I'll say that I used to be really awkward in front of the camera in like season 1, but we've all gotten used to talking on the camera. But I still kind of cringe when I'm watching the episode with friends.
Yes.
And I'm like, you can watch it at your own time, just not while I'm here.
Let me leave the room.
Really?
But please let me know what you think.
A little bit,
interesting.
yeah.
Okay.
Brian A brings up a good point. Shawnee wasn't a great episode. I mean, I think at this point we wouldn't even consider it an episode technically.
What was that again?
And it was definitely a fail in terms of the trip. Shawnee, the total eclipse.
Yeah, that could have been an interesting one if we could have seen it from the actual.
Hey, Andrew, do you have the postcards you're going to mail out?
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe you should why don't you go ahead and show it to them?
Oh, okay.
Here, I'll grab it. I'll grab them.
And we'll answer a few more questions.
By the way, I'm in and out.
Oh.
I gotta sell some furniture.
Okay.
How did you guys like the post-hike pasties?
Pasties, yeah. Oh, those were really good.
Great,
I'm actually inspired to try and bring some like pre-made foil wrapped pasties so that we can like cook them on the fire at some point.
Hokies asks, what crazy concoction am I going to come up for my next trip? This won't be the next trip, but I've been wanting to create a Nigerian thing called fufu, which is kind of like, it almost looks and feels like raw dough, but it's cooked, and you like pick little balls off of it, and usually you eat it with like stew, a goosey stew, which is like okra. But yeah, that's something I've been wanting to do. So
here's a good one.
brace yourself.
Do you find your angle before or after filming a trip for your editing and story? What is your process? So I can't speak for anybody else, but just like, and I think it's just all of us, but when we're filming like documentary style anything, I think one of my favorite parts about it is you don't know what the story is going to be and what the feel of it's going to be until after you've already filmed it. So we just kind of like do the best job we can of capturing the moment. And like sometimes we'll do like mini stories, so to speak. Like, so somebody making some food at a campsite, that's a mini story, and you want to tell that, and you think about how that specific section is going to play in your head. But overall, it's just like get the best angles, get the best shots, get everything like produced well beforehand, and then afterwards when we put it together, that's where it all comes together. And then Andrew writing the narration, that's where like the actual, at least the narrative theme from the narration comes in, and he thinks of like if there's a specific theme that he wants to say in the episode, and he writes it as he goes. So
really quick, Matt Demke says his great-grandson or great-great-grandson, or his friend is great-great-grandson of John Muir. Sorry.
Oh, wow.
And also, Abilash,
awesome.
we are in season 4 technically, but that doesn't really mean anything. And also, here are the postcards. This is Germany. This is Pictured Rocks.
Hold on 1 second. Let me get you more.
Oh. And then this is Mount Whitney.
Hold it up higher. Oh, sorry.
Hi. Oh,
okay.
Oh, we're getting all big. Yeah. So I will.
Hold on, we just got a donation. Jeremy, thank you very much for the donation.
Did we get a?
He says, "Love your shows, very inspirational. One day I hope to." Hold on, I'll look that up. You guys keep going. You guys keep talking.
Keep going.
I'll look it
So,
up.
what inspired you to make Adventure Archives? Basically, actually, part of it for me personally was like being stuck in the city in my dorm and wanting something to watch that was like very naturey, but also not overly dramatized like it is in like a lot of TV shows.
Rock the Park.
Okay, I found it. So Jeremy says, "Love your shows, very inspirational. One day I hope to have my panic under control so I can return to backpacking." So yeah, I definitely hope you can get that under control. It's like, that's a funny thing, man. It's like, that's a hard thing to get under control. So best of luck with that.
Yeah,
Absolutely. For sure. Absolutely.
Any considerations to visit Big Bend, Thomas?
That was one of the places that a lot of people recommended going. Just the timing of this is not going to work out this time, unless the route changes again, which it very well might. But we are not currently planning on going to Big Bend. However, because so many people recommended it, I think we got to try and look it up as a serious place to go to sometime soon. So many people recommended it. I can't.
Guys, look at but do not read. Inspect My Gadgets comic.
Yeah, I saw it.
Are there some inaccessible places you guys plan on visiting? If you mean inaccessible in the sense of like they're closed down and we're not allowed to go, then probably not, just because like we don't want to break any rules.
You don't film your crimes.
Oh, Thomas, have you given deep fried pig intestine a second try?
I have not. I've tried it once. I've tried it 2 or 3 times before Algonquin, and it just every time I try it, I'm like, it's just there are very few foods I dislike. Quiche is one, and pig intestine is another. Quiche, I hate quiche.
Quiche is so benign. It's like bread and eggs, man.
Quiche is like, that's really weird.
It's like eggs with
like
like
an egg
pie
pie,
crust, and that just
yeah.
sounds awful.
That's great.
Sounds awful. All right, I gotta sell some furniture, but I'll be back.
To be fair, I'm gonna switch over to where Thomas is. But to be fair,
Jennifer
quiche it never blows me away. I feel like it's just okay. That's all right. I'd rather just have eggs though.
I like quiche.
Quick thank you to Jennifer K. She just said, "I cannot believe I just discovered your channel a couple months ago. I love your vids and been watching every day. Thank you for watching."
Thank you.
I'm glad. Like, it always makes me happy to hear that people are really enjoying our videos.
Zoltox asks if that's an original Xbox behind you.
Is the stream still
Oh,
going?
it is. Yeah, it's. I got a whole bunch of systems back there. Stream should still be going unless something happened.
Yeah,
I'll
let's
just refresh it.
Stephen Miller asks, "How much footage never makes your video? Your shows are close to an hour, so how much filming does it take to produce a video?" What I don't know how much doesn't make it, but I'm always surprised that it always comes out to an hour or around an hour. Like it's weird, but just somehow that's how it works.
Okay, people are asking why Thomas is selling furniture. It's because he's in the process of moving and he doesn't want to take all the furniture back. So he doesn't have some side hustle going on.
Okay.
Oh, someone kicked a wire, they said. Uh-oh.
No, it looks like it's working for me right now.
Okay. That's good.
Greetings from Louisville, KY. Kentucky. When are we going to do a group meetup trip? Man,
Yeah.
I would just love to be able to like do like plan something that's sort of like a road trip where we just go and meet people.
Okay, look, now that Thomas is out of the room, we got to pressure him into having the places we go on this road trip be like have meetups planned, you know?
Yeah. Well, if this road trip doesn't make the meetups happen, I promise I will at least make I will make it happen at least before 2018 is over. We're going to have a meetup.
At the very least, we're going to have a meetup in Indiana.
Yeah.
My thought is, at the very least, I'm going to just go to High Banks Metro Park with Andrew one day and be like, yo, we're going to be here tomorrow. Just come down and hang out.
That is one thing on the plus side, that now that Thomas is moving back, anytime Robby comes over is an opportunity for that now. For all 4 of us to have a meetup.
Pretty neat.
TMWay84 asks, have you had any memory cards corrupt on you during production? You lost videos. Didn't we have that happen, Robby?
During Mammoth, one of the when we were doing that cooking, remember?
Yeah,
some
that
of the
was
close-up
it.
shots.
Zoltox, we just answered your question. You asked about the Xbox. And I said, yes, that is an original Xbox back there.
Zoltox is a fun name to say, though. Oh, hello from England. Hello, Lee Curley. Thank you for joining us. Go
Willkommen.
Hokies. I don't know what Hokies
That's
are.
not England, but
Tyler,
me-
yes, we are based out of Columbus. Well, me and Andrew are. So
Mary says, for me, nature is one of the neatest things on this planet. We've all seen that video by now.
yeah, I think so.
That's neat.
all right. Well, it is now 9:39. So Thomas, or not Thomas, Robby, do you want to show these people the sneak peek?
Yes, let's do that. I think our mics will still be active, so if you have any commentary, feel free to chime in.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I'm just gonna mute and let them enjoy the video.
Okay,
We could do 2 watchers
let me see here.
because it's really short. So
I know there's a way to do this. Media source.
actually, I did know Lil Bow Wow was from Columbus. I think.
Please enter the name of the media source local file. Okay, here it goes, guys. Restart playback. Hides.
Brian A. Thomas is a Michigan fan. So
Okay, here we go, guys. I think I've got it ready. This is clip number 1. Here we go.
After our bird sighting, we came along another campsite along the stream bank.
This campsite has entered the Stone Age.
Wow. Dude, who moved that? That must be really heavy.
This is a straight up picnic table.
Yeah, this is cool.
The North will take the phrase castle here. The Lannisters will advance up to the Erie.
Somebody tried to burn a really big log. Wow, they actually were pretty successful. I mean, all things considered.
It's funny when people run out of firewood, so they literally start burning things that are probably meant to be things for people to sit on. So they're just like,
This is bigger than the sitting logs. Huge. Look at this turkey tail fungus.
Okay, and then here we go. We've got another clip for you. And let me adjust the volume a little bit so it's not as loud.
In the meantime, Alex, yes, we are planning on it. Hopefully, like
So it's
speeding
about
all.
8 a.m. It's very cold. And I'm the first one up because, well, I wasn't particularly comfortable in my hammock. Well, I was pretty good, but my feet were really, really cold and they weren't getting any warmer. So I decided that rather than just kind of lay in my hammock feeling somewhat miserable, I'd get up and move around, try and warm up, and just be active. Not to mention we got such a late start yesterday, so right now I'm just kind of walking up and down the trail near our campsite trying to warm up. Getting a restful night's sleep during the winter can be challenging, to say the least, even if you have some decent gear. Ice still covered everything this morning, and most of my drinking water had become frozen.
After a few hours, Robby and I had woken up. As we waited for the sun to warm us up, we talked about our night.
I feel like once your feet get cold, they're gonna be cold.
You're done?
Yeah. So my feet got cold at one point, and I was like, there's nothing that's gonna help it besides getting up and moving around.
Man, I slept like really badly last night. It took forever to fall asleep, and then when I finally fell asleep, it was like not a restful sleep.
Yeah, definitely not a restful night.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm literally shivering uncontrollably right now.
I think you should go for like a brisk walk.
Yeah.
That was like the best thing for me.
There was ice like falling off of the inside of the tent.
Yeah, it got to 17 last night.
Really?
I'm glad that it's sunny out, but doesn't seem to be helping.
Okay. Did that work? Everybody heard everything?
It worked for me.
Sweet.
It was cold. Yeah, Hokie, sometimes I use a tent when it's winter, but in fact, I don't think I've used a tarp in the winter. Danheim, thank you. I'm glad you like the music. And Patrick Kala, thank you so much for considering joining. I'll try to make the next postcard look cool.
Cool. Okay. So, do we want to keep answering questions, or do we want to close it down, or what do we want to do?
I think we'll go ahead and end the stream now, because we said that we would. So
Now remember, you can also
continue to get stuck here.
you can watch the full thing on patreon.com/adventure.
Yeah, you can watch the episode at patreon.com/adventure. This will be archived though, so if you missed any part of the stream, you should be able to watch it earlier.
Oh yeah. And someone was saying they were gonna film the clips with their phone and leak it, and I was like, go ahead, whatever.
Like, well, considering the stream will be on our channel.
I'm back now.
All right, the stream's over.
All right, any last minute questions?
Yeah, let's get one more question for Thomas, and then we'll close it out.
Oh, Zoltox had a good one. Worst argument on the trails.
Oh, it's usually between Robby and I.
Did Thomas sell all his furniture and get a good deal?
No, it wasn't a great deal, but it was a great friend.
the furniture, maybe the furniture selling was the friends we made along the way. The real furniture selling.
Life outdoors. His question I have to answer. What was the most important thing you have forgotten? Well, in the Hoosier episode, Andrew forgot to bring fire starting stuff, even though he's the main fire starting guy. For some reason, he just forgot all that.
Adventure Archives After Dark. Furniture money going towards that bumper.
What's your beard care process, Thomas?
Okay, well, I think that's good.
Thomas, how did you become so hilarious? All right.
Thank you so much for
very
joining
much,
us,
everyone.
guys.
Who would win in a fight?
Let's thank our donors, everybody who donated and super chatted. Very much appreciated.
Man, Trail actually had a good question.
What's our trust
what is the one trip that Thomas wished to have been with you guys?
Oh, that's easy. I don't know.
So. Okay.
No, it was Kumatori.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's probably. Yeah. Okay. Thank you all so much. Yeah, go check it out on the full episode on patreon.com/adventure.
And it will be available on April 1st on YouTube.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much.
No April Fool's joke.
Yeah. Oh, we gotta think of one.
We got some. You and I do one.
Okay. All right.
See you later, guys.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Agrita.
Just have that fill the entire screen.
Hold on, I'm trying to close everything here.
See ya.